Okay, so question 1. Use the quadratic formula to solve 5x squared equals 3x plus 17. So to solve any quadratic, remember, we need to first of all make it equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange this by taking away 3x and 17. So that will give me 5x squared minus 3x minus 17 equals 0. And I'm then going to put that into my formula, which is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And from my equation, I know that a equals 5, b equals minus 3, and c equals minus 17. So sub that into your equation, and you get minus 3 plus or minus the square root of minus 3 squared minus 4 times 5 times minus 17 all over 2 times 5. And put that into your calculator there. Remember, you'll get two options. So we get x equals, I'll put it in, so minus 3. I'll do the plus first, plus square root of minus 3 squared minus 4, 5, minus 17. Close brackets all over 2 times 5. And change it to decimal, so I'll give it 2 decimal places. So x equals 2.17. Or, and this is where I'll just go through and change, without typing it all out again, the plus to a minus, get my other solution, which again, the 2 decimal places is minus 1.57. So x equals 2.17 or x equals minus 1.57. Okay, question 2 then. So solve by factorising. 2x squared plus 15x plus 25 equals 0. So, because I've got a 2x squared, I know that I'm going to have a 2x in one bracket and an x in the other bracket. It's 2x times x to give you x squared. The only way to get that. Now, to find out what two numbers go here, I need to look at the factor pairs of 25. And they are 1 and 25, or 5 and 5. They're the two pairs of numbers that will multiply to give me 25. 1 and 25 is obviously, so these are my two pairs, so I need to choose one of these, which will give me the 15x. Now, you have to remember, whatever number goes in here will actually be double because it'll be multiplying by 2x. Now, no matter what I do, 1 and 25 is going to be too big, and so I'm left with 5 and 5. So I don't even need to decide which goes where. So it's 2x plus 5, brackets x plus 5 equals 0. So either 2x plus 5 equals 0, solve that for x, so 2x equals minus 5, x equals minus 5 over 2, or which is minus 2.5, put as a decimal, or x plus 5 equals 0, in which case x equals minus 5. So there are your two possible solutions, x equals minus 2.5 or x equals minus 5. Okay, question 3 then, solve by completing the square. First of all, that should be equal 0. Okay, and so I need to complete the square first of all. So x plus half of the 14, 7, is what goes inside the brackets. Squared it. Then take away this number squared, so minus 49, and then put the plus 8 back in, equals 0. And so that means x plus 7 all squared minus 49 plus 8 is minus 41 equals 0. We're going to solve that for x. So bring 41 over first of all. So x plus 7 all squared equals 41. Square root both sides. X plus 7 equals, and remember a square root has two solutions, plus or minus square root of 41. Then the final step will be to bring over the 7 by subtracting 7 from both sides. Just put that over here. So x equals minus 7 plus or minus square root of 41. And that's your answer. Okay, question 4. Jane is travelling at 50 miles per hour and travels 25 miles. Jane left her house at 5 p.m. What time did she finish her journey? So the speed, distance, time. And so if you draw out your triangle, speed, distance, time. Okay, now in this case we're trying to find time. So cover time. Time equals distance divided by speed. Which in this case is distance is 25 miles over the speed is 50 miles per hour. 25 over 50 is 0.5 or a half. So that's half an hour. And so if she left her house at 5 p.m. and travelled for half an hour, she finished her journey then at 5:30 p.m. Okay, question 5. Okay, so it's trigonometry and we're trying to find an angle. So trigonometry, the first step is to label your sides. So there's my right angle. So this is my hypotenuse. There's my angle and that's my opposite. So that must be the adjacent. Okay, now I'm trying to find an angle. So I've got two sides and the two sides that I've got are the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So in my triangles, I'm going to use cos. It's going to be, you can draw all your triangles out to help you make this decision. Okay, but this is the only triangle that has the adjacent and the hypotenuse in it. So, using the triangle, cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Substitute that in, so cos theta equals 11 over 23. And then now you're going to inverse it. So, inverse cos 11 over 23 equals theta. Theta. Okay, so put that into your calculator. So inverse cos 11 over 23. Remember to close your brackets. And that gives me an angle of 61.4 degrees. So I'll just put that over here. You'll have more space left, hopefully. Theta equals 61.4 degrees. Okay, so area of a triangle, of a non-right angle triangle, is a branch of trigonometry. So the area, remember the formula, equals a half AB sine C. And so label your triangle. So the angle C is there, which means that would be angle A and angle B, which means that would be side A and side B. So substitute that in. So it's going to be a half times side A, which is 7, side B, which is 4, sine 82. Into your calculator. Half times Okay, and that will give you an area of 13.9 centimeters squared to one decimal place. Okay, questions 7 and 8 then are functions questions. And question 7 is finding the inverse. So f of x equals x squared minus 5. Find the value of the inverse f of x, the inverse function. So let f of x equal y. So y equals x squared minus 5. And what you're going to do is you're going to rearrange it to make x the subject. So we'll add 5 first of all. So y plus 5 equals x squared. And then to get x, we'll just square root. So square root of y plus 5 equals x. The last step then is to change the y back to x, and to change that x to the f to the minus 1 of x. So f to the minus 1 of x equals the square root of x plus 5. And that's your answer. Okay, question 8 is inverse functions. Composite functions. So composite functions. So find f of g of 2. So what we need to do there is find g of 2 and then put that answer into f. So we know g of x is x squared plus 7. So g of 2 will be, remember you're just swapping the x for a 2. 2 squared plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. So g of 2, put it in there again, equals 11. And we're going to take that and put that into our x function. So we're trying to find basically f of 11. So it's 3 times 11 minus 11, 33 minus 11, 22. So our answer fg of 2 is 22. Okay, question 9 is a simultaneous equations where one's a quadratic. So I'm going to do that on a new sheet where I've got space to show all of my working out. Okay, so I'll do that now. Okay, so I've got two equations here. I've got x squared plus y squared equals 25 and y equals x minus 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my y and change it out for something in terms of x. So I've only got x. So I'm going to take this equation here, the first one, and rewrite it, x squared plus, now that's y squared, but I already know that y equals x minus 7. So I can substitute that y for x minus 7 squared equals 25. And now I've got a quadratic with only one unknown, only one x and no y's, okay? So I can solve this quadratic equation. First step then is to multiply out x minus 7. So x minus 7 all squared will give me, and you can use the grid, you can use FOIL, whatever method you choose to expand your brackets, but it will give you with an answer of x squared minus 14x plus 49. Okay, now take this and put it and replace it because you've multiplied it out just. So we already have the x squared. So x squared plus this, which is x squared minus 14x plus 49. And remember, that's a reworking of the original equation, so it's equal to 25. Tidy it up then, we've got 2x squared minus 14x plus 49, plus 49, take away 25, so plus 24 equals 0. Okay, so if you're wondering where that's come from, so we've added the 2x squareds and we've brought the 25, subtract the 25 on both sides. So 25 take away 25 is 0, 49 take away 25 leaves me with 24. Okay, so now we've got a simple quadratic equation to solve. Okay, and there's two ways that you can do it. You can either use the formula, no reason why not, or you can see if it factorizes. Okay, now this one actually does factorize. So I'm going to open up a bracket. So I've got 2x and x 0. Now remember, so I'm just going to, over here, do the factor powers of 24. So 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And I want to see, is there any combination of these numbers that'll get me to 14? Now, a couple of things to point out with this one. It is a negative 14, so you need some negatives. But because the two numbers multiply to give me a positive, actually they're both minus. So I was able to do the sign first, and that helps me narrow down my choice of numbers. So you can try the different combinations, but looking at that, I can see that, well, remember whatever goes in here is going to multiply by the 2x. And so by using my elimination, what I can see is that if I put a 4 there, well, minus 4 times 2x is minus 8x. And if you look at that, that would put a 6 in there. So minus 8x minus 6x would give me minus 14x, as well as minus 6 and minus 4 multiplying to give me plus 24. So now I've got my two brackets. I can solve for my two possible solutions for x. So either 2x minus 6 equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. If x minus 4 equals 0, then x equals 4. And if 2x minus 6 equals 0, then 2x would equal 6, in which case x would equal 6 over 2, which is 3. So either x equals 3 or x equals 4. Now that you've got your two possible solutions for x, you now need to use that to find your two possible solutions for y. And as always, you can put it into either equation, but obviously I'm going to put it into this second one because it's much simpler. So I'll bring that down. Y equals x minus 7. So if x equals 3, well then y equals x minus 7, so 3 minus 7, and y would equal minus 4. Or if x equals 4, well then y would equal 4 minus 7, which would be minus 3. So two solutions are x equals 3, y equals minus 4, or x equals 4, y equals minus 3. And now your two possible solutions then. Okay, so looking back to then your low stakes quiz, we've got one final question. Y is inversely proportional to x. When y equals 3, x equals 4. Find the equation that connects x and y. Okay, so should fit on this. What we'll do first of all is we'll zoom in a bit more. There. So y equals inversely proportional to k over x. When y equals 3, x equals 4. So 3 equals k over 4, which means k equals 3 times 4, k equals 12. That means my solution, or my equation that connects x and y is, I've worked out k as 12, so y equals 12 over x. And now that I've done that, find the value of y when x equals 30. So if y equals 12 over x, then y will equal 12 over 30, in which case y will equal 12 divided by 30, which is 0.4. Okay, and that's your final question. Thank you.